a Laker maniac, and he is the Archbishop of the Bronx Sexuals. Welcome back to Prince and Barty.
Welcome back, man. Episode 120. I know it's been a minute, man. We apologize for the hiatus, but we got a vacation too, man. It's summertime, weather feeling good. You know, we both on the road. I just came back from Arizona. My boy in St. Louis doing his thing. So, but we're back at it, man. A lot going on. NBA free agency. Let's just get right to it, man. How you been?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. You know, we done seen who won the finals. We getting ready for the free agency. We already seen what's going on with the draft. I'm ready to talk off-season and prepare for the NFL.
Yes, sir. Always remember, man, we drop every Monday from here on out, man, at noon Eastern time. But let's get right to it, man. Breaking news as we're recording this. Deandre Ayton is being bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers. And guess who needs a center? The Los Angeles Lakers, man. So how do you feel about Deandre Ayton getting bought out, and what kind of fit could he be for the Lake Show?
I'm excited about Ayton. Ayton is a big move. You know, when you got Mr. Alley-oop himself, Luka Doncic, it's going to be crazy. Then on top of that, I also heard that we're looking at Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is not trying to go back to the Milwaukee Bucks. So if the Lakers can get two bigs, they'll be just like how they were when they went to the bubble. Let's get 2 7-footers, get back to the finals, and go from there.
Your boy LeBron James is heavy in the media, man. You know, he was just out to dinner with the family and friends. Kevin Love was in attendance. And Savannah, wifey, was like, hey, man, you need to retire. You know, it was video of her, you know, saying like, hey, man, this is one more year. You know, obviously we know LeBron opted into his deal, $52 million. A lot of people thought he was going to opt out and give the Lakers some flexibility as far as the money. But Bron say, F that. I need that money. I'm going to give y'all one more year and probably be up out of here, man. What do you think? It's wild that he's about to be season number 23 coming up, man. What else does Bron want to do or need to do in the Lakers uniform?
One more championship would be good. That's the only thing he can do. Maybe a championship, maybe even the illustrious DPOY at 40. That could cement him. Get Defensive Player of the Year. Just stay playing defense. Other than that, I don't really think there's much else he can do for his career. As everybody's saying, he's chasing ghosts, and you know it's gonna be interesting, man. Just looking at his career standpoint, and then to be an all-time Laker. One championship doesn't really make you an all-time Laker. You may be an all-time Laker top 25 or maybe 30, but you're not an all-time Laker unless you win one more ring. Then you could probably put him in the top 10 or maybe top 11 percentile.
No, I feel you, man. It's interesting, man. I think he just sees the writing on the wall. You know, Luka out here getting right. They call him Ozempic Luka. He's slim, trim. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I just think I know Austin Reeves, they're trying to work that out. He declined his extension. He probably trying to get more money. I don't blame him, man. You know, you only got a few good years to play a professional sport. You gotta get all that money, man, while you can. So I'm not mad at that. But the other big story, man, Malik Beasley, man. They say this fool was gambling going back to 2 years when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. He Pete Rose the NBA, man. What's up with these dudes, man, with the parlays, betting while they playing professional sports, man? I don't get it, man. I think it's an obvious thing as well. It's several highlights going out of him scoring in the 8 seconds left in the game. He's trying to get garbage points, and it just looked bad all around. And the timing couldn't be worse because, you know, he's up for a big contract. Him and Detroit was trying to iron things out for him to stay in Detroit. But now he might be playing for the Shanghai Sharks, man. So what do you think about Beasley and just overall just players just betting on sports while they playing?
It's been going on for a while, bro. You got people like Leonardo Barbosa who's done it. They even said the other Beasley's done it. I mean, there's players who've been playing the spread for the longest time. The game will be close. They come in the garbage time. They know they got to cover the spread. They'll drop 100 bands or 10 bands on it in Vegas, have one of their boys drop it, get a quick flip. I mean, money makes the world go around. The funny thing I find with it is it's funny in other sports, it's not a problem. But in basketball, baseball, it's a problem. And they bet the spread. Now I understand what they're saying. Basically, you can rig the game and get rich at the same time. But Sin City allows you to do it, so why not do it? I mean, it's jacked up that Beasley is doing what he's doing, but I've watched so many different players do it, and basketball isn't as strict as baseball was with Pete Rose. I mean, really, what is Beasley playing for? He's not playing for a chip. He's a 3-and-D guy that can't win a championship, and he played for the Lakers. So, hey, let's get this money. I'm keeping it. Hey, I got to keep it a buck, bro.
You said he's a 3-and-D guy. Now, I feel you. My whole thing is, I'm not, hey, bro, get your bread. But, them folks going to catch you, man. You know what I mean? Like, today they going to catch you. So I hope he was jugging it out and making some real money, man. But let's just go through some quick NBA talk, man. It's been a minute, so we got to get right to it. T-Mac, man, he had the internet going crazy, basically saying that, if he was in Kobe's place, he'd have multiple championships or be as successful as Kobe. A lot of people took offense to that. I laughed when I heard that. First of all, we know, there's no bigger T-Mac fan than me. So you know that. So, but come on, man. Kobe, 12-time all defensive team. There's just so many accolades on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of people look at Durant as a better scorer than you. He passed you. He's your heir apparent. So, but recently he apologized for how it came off, saying replace Kobe. So T-Mac doubled back and kind of made the comments right. But as a whole, talk about T-Mac in his career and what he could have been if he was in the championship situation.
Well, it's a flip side to both of the coin. I mean, let's go to Toronto. If he just stayed with Vince Carter and played the way he played, they could have been a modern day Scottie and Michael. Yes, Vince wasn't to his full potential, but T-Mac some can say wasn't to his full potential. Defensively, as a leader, he wasn't. So if they stayed together and was to unlock what they were supposed to unlock in Toronto, we wouldn't have been waiting on Kawhi Leonard to win a championship in Toronto. It would have been the T-Mac and Vince Carter show. That's one. Now, number two, I do believe he would have been the champion with Shaq. I believe you threw Vince Carter with Shaq, you win a ring. If you throw AI with Shaq, you win a ring. Ray Allen with Shaq, you win a ring. Reggie Miller with Shaq, you win a ring. It's Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant center of all time. Now, a three-peat, that's a different story. We're talking about maybe the greatest duo we've ever seen. It's arguably, you can say Dwayne and LeBron or Michael and Scottie. But to watch the three-peat and how you couldn't do anything with Shaquille O'Neal in the paint, anything with Kobe on isolation. And Kobe, he was never a number two. He learned how to be a number two. Now, Kobe is able to make his game to be a number two. I don't know how well T-Mac would have been that because he couldn't even grow under the shadow of Vince Carter. He had to leave. So for us to even have that conversation, I mean, no knock at T-Mac. I mean, Tracy, you're a baller. You're a beast. One of the greatest one-on-one stars we've ever seen in the game. But, your argument is a little flawed because when you look at what Bean was able to do with Shaq, not too many people would have been able to do that. So I think that he would have been a champion because that's how great Shaq was. But I don't think he would have been a multiple champion. And that's the difference.
I agree. I think what kind of kills Mac's argument is Kobe won 2 rings without Shaq. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. Like, we're in the podcast space. I love it, as, me playing basketball, you being like a journalist, going to school for we both did. So we love it. We're fans and we're professionals too, right? But I think a lot of former greats, when they start getting on the microphone sometimes, it's cool to hear the stories and hear the experience they went through, but then they go to just talking and saying anything. And I hate that moment for T-Mac. because he's normally quiet and chill, but that's when you just go to talking too much when a microphone's in front of you.
Well, the thing you got to look at too is that chemistry has to fit, and the player has to fit with the player. You know, I remember when Chuck and Mike was on Oprah Winfrey, and Chuck said, "I would have had champions if I had Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman." And when I heard him say that, in my mind, I says that would have necessarily fit because you had an old Pippen, but you didn't have a young Pippen, but you still needed more. And the triangle would have not worked in the offense with Charles Barkley. And so you got to remember, certain styles make teams, as well. We say styles make fights.
Right.
And so you with Chuck, you would have need maybe an Allen Iverson, maybe a Kobe Bryant. You would have needed two to play off of him in his game, and an athletic two. So when people start talking about, well, I would have won rings with this person, won rings with that person. I mean, the only players I think that are interchangeable in the history of the game of basketball, and that's just my opinion, is Scottie Pippen and LeBron James, because they're Swiss Army knives. Other than that, most people can't play that. You have to be an athletic wing that's willing to sacrifice your game, and not everybody can do that.
No, I agree, man. Let's talk the Rockets, man. Rockets making a splash. Obviously, KD. They got KD in the offseason. Jabari Smith just signed a 5-year deal, $122 million. They got Fred VanVleet locked up, and Ime got locked up, man. So what do you think about the Rockets and I'm a Fred VanVleet guy. So, I'm glad they paid him, because if Freddie V walked, they wouldn't have had no chance. I'm just being honest with you. They obviously got the Thompson twin out there balling. He a future Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler type. But what can the Rockets actually be? We've heard the KD song before with Brooklyn, with the Suns. But in my opinion, I think this is the first time KD actually has a couple things. He has a real big man now, right? He has a real coach. And he has a real point guard. I mean, outside of Kyrie wasn't, hard. And we get their point guards, but I mean, like Van Fleet and how it's set up for him. He has the gadget guys with the Thompson twin, your defensive stopper. He got Tariq Eason, big man. He got Steven Adams. So he got people where all he got to do is kind of be a professional scorer. Like he don't got to do nothing else but really score in close games. So looking at the Rockets with what the pieces, KD has unique pieces now. What could they be?
This would be his legitimate championship as far as him being the guy. Yeah, we can say what we want in Golden State, but he wasn't the guy. He was the guy that they needed to beat LeBron, but he wasn't the guy. It was the 73 win team plus Kevin Durant. Now you have KD playing with these young guys. And some can say Ime is a better coach than Steve Kerr. So now you have Ime Udoka, who's going to give them what they need as far as the head coaching and a leader of men. It's a great fit for him. We're going to see how it goes going forward. I'm excited. It was a lot of trades that splashed. Of course, this is still the biggest trade. The West is back. It's even a good trade for Booker and Phoenix Suns, just to see what Green is going to do over in Phoenix, along with a defensive stopper in Dylan Brooks. Some could say that may make Phoenix a better team. The West is going to be crazy next year because a lot of teams are better. What it does show us is this: if OKC thinks it's going to be a cakewalk to repeat next year, they got another thing coming.
Yeah, no, I definitely a lot of good things, man. Nas Reed up. Julius Randles and Nas Reed, they're staying put. So Minnesota's standing pat, running it back. So a lot of teams are holding pat, man, but a team that's not is the Boston Celtics, man. Obviously, Drew Holiday is up out of there. Porzingis is up out of there. We know we had to get under that second apron, pretty much save money for the salary cap. We kind of knew it was championship or bust this season, but if we play in fantasy GM, man, what do the Celtics do? Because their payroll was about $500 million, man, and now they're under. Obviously, Tatum's out for the year with that Achilles, but I'm seeing IG stuff now. He looked like he might be ready by the end of next season. But looking at the Celtics, man, what would you do? Would you just do a full rebuild? Get what you could get now? Because you got people calling about Jaylen Brown. They're calling about Derek White. Horford's, they don't know what they're doing with him. You bring in an Anthony Simons. He's a young kid. So what's Boston's real plan besides getting under the salary cap?
I mean, the Celtics really right now have nothing going for themselves with their star Tatum down. And even Brown is not going to be the same because remember, he has that meniscus surgery that he's doing as well. So both of your stars are not good. It's time to really cut bait. You got your one ring with the two. Look how many years you've been trying to get a championship in the East. When LeBron was there, when you had Brad Stevens as a coach, you had so much going on, you couldn't pull it out. Now Brad Stevens is your GM, and things are still not kind of panning out. If you can trade Jaylen Brown and get yourself a good productive center or a productive paint player to put with Tatum when he comes back. Maybe you can have a Kobe and Shaq, or maybe Kobe and Paul Gasol. You need a piece that's because Celtics haven't had really a great big man in a long time. I mean, yes, Porzingis is good, but I mean, he's a stretch four. He's not a stretch five. He's a stretch four. I mean, I hate to bring up old news, but he's still Tingus Pingus. Call a spade a spade. That's what he is. He's still Tingus Pingus, man. I mean, I'm not trying to put him down, man, but he gives you one good season, then he's hurt. He gives you two good seasons, then he's hurt. I mean, in the words of Michael Rappaport, Tingus Pingus. That's what he is. So, I mean, the only person who kind of gets me, I feel bad for, honestly, is Drew, man. Drew is a great star, and he just keeps getting traded. Mind you, he has 2 championships. Shout out to him, but he still gets traded. He always gets going, and he's going to Portland of all teams. That's terrible.
Remember last time he got traded to Portland, they ended up buying him out. But I think this time, Chauncey Billups, they might keep him now. I don't see Drew getting bought out, but a sleeper trade for me is Lonzo Ball to the Cavs. I think that's a major pickup for the Cavs. If you think about them not having like a real point guard, all their point guards are under 6'3". So you add Zoe, 6'7", jump shots improved, defender. He was Halliburton before Halliburton, low key. So it'll be interesting to see Lonzo playing meaningful basketball now. He been out with that knee injury for a while, struggling to get back, but came back on strong the last season. So what can Lonzo Ball do for the Cavs in those moments where they need a steady hand running a point in half-court situations?
They'll be better defensively, and, to have him as point guard and they still have Garland, it's going to be a great move for the team. So we're gonna see maybe a team that won't get eliminated in the first couple of rounds, because for them to do what they did this year, it was supposed to be Cleveland and OKC or Boston OKC. We possibly could see, because the East is going down. The Celtics won't be the same. The Knicks, we don't even know what's going on them head coaching wise. So it's Cavs or bust as far as the Eastern Conference goes. So it's a big pickup for them. It's gonna shore up their backcourt as far as defensively. It's gonna shore everything up, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, speaking of that, I just thought about something. What the Magic got Bane, Desmond Bane. So does that move the needle for them? Him, Paolo, Suggs coming back. Does that move the needle for you at all, getting Desmond Bane to the Magic?
It's gonna be good to see how he plays alongside Pablo, but I don't know yet, because I mean, with Bane, I think Bane is a great scorer, but short defender. You can always manipulate that. When he was really doing his best years is when they had Dillon Brooks, because Dillon Brooks would make him be able to hide, as they did with the Steph Curry, and they can't do that now. See, I actually like Dillon going to Phoenix, because Devin Booker can just focus on scoring, and Dillon Brooks can play defense. And then not only that, you got Green, who's a good slasher. Don't be surprised if Green's input goes up in Phoenix because he's going to feel like Houston did him dirty.
It's weird, man. I think they're going to be a more of a structured team now. KD kind of makes you kind of one-dimensional. Beal, I think not everybody's going to go into their natural position. So we'll see, man. But let's go to the W, man. WNBA today. Candace Parker got her jersey retired. Candace Parker just one of them GOATs who won on every level. I think she won in high school in Chicago, won in college with Tennessee, got 3 rings in the WNBA. I think she won Rookie of the Year and MVP the same season. So she's done like all-time great stuff. Where do you rank Candace Parker? Obviously Cheryl Miller, we hear stories about her 100 points and all these things, but she's never played in WNBA. WNBA wasn't around during Cheryl Miller's days. So where do you rank Candace Parker among women that you've seen play?
Candace Parker, I would say, is top 5 all time, maybe even top 3 as far as players we've ever seen in the game of basketball. Candace is done great things to win on every level, to be who she is. I mean, you think of Cheryl Swoops, you think of Cynthia Cooper, you think of Rebecca Lobo, you think of Candace Parker, some of the greats that ever played women's basketball. She deserves her flowers. Definitely one of the greats. The thing that's crazy for me, Prince, and I know I'm going to say something that may be blasphemous to the game of basketball for women, but I think Cece is going to be greater than all of them. Cece has already passed her in stats as far as Caitlin Clark. Yes, she's not a dunker. Yes, she's not defensive, but just what she does for the game of women's basketball. See, men's basketball was changed once we had a player like Steph Curry. Now you have a Steph Curry-ish type player. Like Candace, Caitlin Clark, to me, is the John Stockton with the Steph Curry shot in college basketball. And that's what's crazy with her. But as far as the greats of the greats, I say she's top 3 all time. Top 3 all time, Candace Parker by far.
You know what's wild? And follow me on the comparison. I think the game is more talented than it's ever been, right? With skills, shooting from all 3 levels and things of that nature. So yes, I agree with you with Caitlin Clark as far as the records, but winning championships is a different thing, right? And I look at Luka almost the same way. And I'm a Laker fan saying this. Luka may never win it.
Yeah.
There's going to be, for the Shays, the Tatums, and all the people who actually win, it's Clyde Drexler, it's Pat Ewing, it's Carmelo Anthony, the greats are the greats who just never win. I just think some might argue that Luka was never better than James Harden in his prime, and Harden never won. So I think
that's a great argument. That is a great argument.
It's tough because we assume because we want it to happen, right? But speaking of CC, man, Paige Becker's is on her heels,
Yeah, definitely.
She is on a tear. She's averaging the same amount of points. Rebound stats are almost identical. 3-point percentage almost identical. She's all Paige just said Kyrie Irving's one of her favorite players. She got the handle. Her game is more mid-range, layup, where Caitlin is more of a long range, and I think she's a better passer than Paige.
Yeah.
Overall, Paige has a game that it translates. She's not so focused on the 3. But I know we want to talk about the Angel Reese component of it, but I think Paige might be the new Sue Bird, the new that kind of era of players in the Taurasi era.
No, by far. I definitely agree with you that Paige is doing major things. I mean, the WNBA is something that it's a must watch now. It's definitely a must watch, and you want to see what they got going on. So I'm excited to see what goes forward with the WNBA.
But man, let's talk about some Texas teams that got a whole lot better, man. Let's start with the Spurs. We're both high on Ron Harper's son. I think we both think he's about to be the steal of the draft, man. So Talk to me about how good Fox, Castle, Harper, Dylan Harper, man, same metrics as like a D Wade, athletic. Hell of a player. I think out of all the players, I like him and Ace Bailey. I know a lot of people on Ace Bailey because he didn't want to go to Utah and his agency, his attitude. But as far as people who could just are ready to go right now, obviously Cooper, but Harper is the one to me. So what do you think about Dylan Harper and how him and Wemby, Castle, and Fox could really make a dynasty out there in San Antonio?
I think that they're definitely going to be a problem. But we knew Spurs was coming anyway because each year they get better and better in the draft, and then to have two people in the first round is a major problem. To see what they're doing, what they're going to do, how they're going to move. I'm excited to see what Harper's going to do. We know who his father is. He may even be better than his father, and that's saying a lot. And then to put him with Wemby, who some say can be better than LeBron. Like the Spurs, like I said before, the OKC Thunder are not repeating next year. You heard me say it now. It's the West is going to be a problem, bro. If the Lakers show up their big three, and they get some bigs, the OKC Thunder will not repeat next year. You heard it here first.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think Denver's a big man away and a bench player away. I don't think Denver's fully out of the mix yet either. You know what I mean? So, but let's talk Cooper Flagg, man. Obviously, he went number one. Dallas and Nico didn't mess that up. So we talked about Magic. We talked about Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, some great players who win in great situations. I think Cooper is a great situation because he really could play that dunker spot, play that Sean Marion role, just run the floor, play hard defense, 50-50 balls. Nobody's looking at him to get busy all of a sudden. But the caveat is you on a team that they like being in hospital beds from Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis. Those are three guys who have major injury history. So Cooper might get the keys faster than we expect. And when he gets that, what happens then?
Let's act like Cooper wasn't hurt, because Cooper got hurt too. So the whole team might be a hospital bed. If healthy, they can rival any team in the league. But the problem is they're not healthy. Klay ain't been Klay. He ain't been Game 6 Klay for about 5 years. Kyrie ain't been Kyrie since LeBron. AD ain't been AD since the bubble. Cooper, of course, beginning of last year, he was great. So when you look at everything, they still got Gafford. They still got all the other pieces that they have on the team. It's going to be an interesting thing to see what the Dallas Mavericks do and the components of how they do it. And then also, how many minutes is Cooper going to play? Is he going to play all the minutes with all these stars that they have, or is going to be a minute restriction? Not as far as because of injury, but just far as I want to play more of my proven players. So it's going to be an interesting situation. Can't wait to see him in summer league to see how great he looks. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think the Dallas Mavericks are a playoff team next year with all the weapons that they have, but can they play a full 82 games together? That's what's going to be funny.
No, I agree, man. Like Barty was saying, we definitely will be out there in summer league. Look out for us. We're going to try to see what Cooper Flagg's all about. I want to see Harper, Ace Bailey. I'm not going to lie. It's a few young players I'm excited to see. But
Prince and Barty is your number one source for all things sports. Now streaming on Spotify and iTunes.
I wanted to talk to you about something else, man. Just a quick little thing. There was a statement that was made by Big Ben Roethlisberger. He got the internet going on fire where he said that he will take Aaron Rodgers in his prime over any version of Patrick Mahomes. And a lot of people were like, And I thought about it. we judge Aaron Rodgers by championships, but you're a quarterback. You don't play defense. But if we talking skill for skill, because we there's probably nobody. If we talk about Brady, we talk about Peyton Manning, they will all say Aaron Rodgers is probably the most talented thrower of the ball ever. And not until Patrick Mahomes came, Stafford be up in that conversation as well too. But is Big Ben off the mark with choosing prime Aaron Rodgers over Mahomes?
Here's the thing. This is how I look at it, man. It's not an outlandish comment because when he did what he did, he was on a wild card team and he ran the tape. And Big Ben lost him in the Super Bowl with the defense that had a lot of studs on it. I think that the one reason why you can have a lot of pushback is because Patrick Mahomes' last championship without Tyreek Hill, the times that he went without a defense, the times that he went and he lost to Brady. If he had a defense versus Brady, he would have won. So you can't really say that he's a better quarterback, but you can say pound for pound, they're in the same room as far as what they can do with the football, how they throw the ball, how far they can throw the ball, how it's on a rope. But if we're just doing an eye test, you still got to go with Mahomes.
I mean, that's my boy, so I'm not gonna argue. And I
know you ain't got no pushback. I mean, only reason why I'm saying that is because I only got 3 years of a vacuum where I can agree with him. Yeah, I get the MVPs. I mean, it's the same argument when people used to do it with Manning and Brady. Manning was that guy, and he has a lot of MVPs. Rodgers is that guy, and he has a lot of MVPs. But at the end of the day, big games, man. Big games count. And when it comes to it, there's just certain players who always play to the top tier level in big games. Patrick Mahomes is one of them.
No, I agree, man.
You're locked into the financial playbook with Prince and Barty, discussing all the money moves happening in the world of sports.
I don't dance now, I make money move.
Talk some money, man. So this is called, you already know, this money season, man. This podcast. Funny stat. Ron Harper made $36 million career earnings, and his son's rookie contract is $56 million. Isn't that a kick in the nuts, bro? Of just inflation and just how the money's working now in these leagues, man. Free agency, if you don't spend it, you lose it, man. But a lot of people think a lot of people got overpaid, man. What do you think about just kind of the money that's going out these days for these young kids? Unproven, guaranteed money.
Well, the NBA has so much revenue that it can do what it's doing. You can't really get mad at you know who you get mad at? The consumer. The consumer pays the money for the tickets. The consumer pays the money for the league pass. The consumer pays the money. I mean, we're in an era now where everything is streamed. You're paying more money to sit down and watch TV than anything else. So you can't get mad at the players. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, and the game is getting better every year. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I know Ron ain't mad at it because when Ron really looks at it, he can say, well, listen, I'm still eating because my son is eating.
Yeah.
We got generational wealth together. So it actually paid off. I mean, look at LeBron and his kids. Look what Bronny's getting and he got from the NIL. And then look what kind of player he was. No disrespect to Bron, but what kind of player he was in college. Averaging with 4 points. And he had a nice money on the NIL deal. Bryce is going to get good money on the NIL deal with Arizona. So, I mean, the way where everything is set up, if we're going to get mad at the NBA, then we got to get mad at NIL as well, because NIL wasn't around when primetime Deion Sanders was playing. NIL wasn't around when LeBron was coming up, even though he got him a Hummer before he got in the league. We ain't talking about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Deion and Michael Jordan severely underpaid for what they did for. Yeah, but hey, it is what it is, bro. But speaking of money, man, forget that little money we were just talking about, man. Cristiano Ronaldo's contract with Al Nassr, bro. $208 million per year, 15% ownership, stake in the team, $31 million signing bonus, increases to $48 million if he activates the second year of his contract. So 101,000 bonuses per goal, $50,000 per assist, $10 million in bonus if they win the Pro League title, $5 million if they win the Pro League if he wins the Golden Boot. Bro, 2 chefs, 3 gardeners, 3 drivers, 4 housekeepers, and 4 security guards. And I think he gets a free rollie every day, a paddock, a rollie, anything he wants, jewelry-wise. Now, to me, that's scary. That's like some like you're a circus animal to me, where we're not trying to get biblical and spiritual, but if a man is willing to pay you that, what will he do if you speak badly of him or it goes left? He can make you disappear, no?
Soccer's a worldwide sport, man, and everybody watches it. So to be one of the biggest names in soccer, if not the biggest name, you got to give him the bread, man. You got to give him the bread. Shout out to what he's doing. I mean, I'm happy for him. Listen, man, at the end of the day, bro, when it's something that people are going to love to watch and they're going to pay, and you're putting people in the seats and you're bringing revenue, just think of it this way. You want to talk about all the stuff he's getting. Imagine how much the owner makes every time he wins. That's where the real bread comes.
That's so up, man. But according to Front Office Sports, man, Michael Jordan rookie card sells for $2.5 million. Crazy. But you know what's wild? I think in about 5 years, Bron's probably going to sell for like 15, 20. Just
Facts.
You know what I mean? I just think like that's going to be a low number right now. But LeBron's, Wemby, all these other players, it's going to be insane. Shea, I think all these other players are going to even double, triple that.
100%. I mean, it's all about the revenue they bring to the game, and of course they bring to the cards market. But I mean, shout out to MJ. I mean, we know MJ's rookie card was going to sell for that. I mean, I thought it was underpaid. Honestly, MJ's card should be at least about $5 to $7 million. We talking about Mike. I mean, there's only one person you argue with him. And so basically we talking about one of the faces, if not the face of the NBA. So I think it was underpaid personally. That's just me.
For sure, man. We wrapping up episode 120, man. Again, we apologize for the hiatus. We back at it. July, we will be in Vegas for the Summer League, man. If you see us, say what's up to us, man. Don't be shy. We'll holler at you, man. Get your takes. We got I don't want to give it away. We got some good stuff coming for you for the Vegas trip, man. But yeah, man, episode 120, man. Any final words for a big dog?
Man, shoot. I'm ready for be Vegas bound, man. Well, I think we got 7 to 10 more days and then we outie? Or no, 14 days, I think it is. Then we outie. So I'm ready to hit Vegas. Let's get it popping.
Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate y'all on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you listening to, man. We appreciate you, Prince and Barty, greatest show in the world. Holler at us next time. Episode 121 come in next Monday. We out.
Chip.
Prince and Barty will be doing live broadcast at several locations around the country. Follow and like all Prince and Barty's social media pages for exclusive details. There will be game tournaments, sport trivia, best fan contest, and cash giveaways all night. This can be your chance to win big.